See one darn good thing everywhere. Finding one good quality in all things and people transforms outcomes, how we feel and attract. By Christopher Boswell. There's an innocence in admiration. It occurs in one who has not yet realized that they might one day be admired. Nietzsche. It's me who needs this, not you. I'll have to admit, I'm in a bit of a funk. Maybe it's more like a funky rut with no available gratitude. Yesterday, I received a bill from Amex for a card with my name on it I've never had. During several hours of phone calls trying to uncover the reality of the situation, I was not grateful. As a matter of fact, I was downright rude. The event left me with a physical and mental hangover, my own actions creating complete demotivation. No wonder I didn't get the help needed in the end. I was asked to email a copy of the bill to the fraud department and have not heard anything back. My mistaken choice was to name the whole counter bad or unacceptable. That cemented my mindset, and it hit every person I spoke with like a brick. Part of their listening had to be taken up by processing my stuff. I made them less effective in this encounter by taking that stance. A little voice whispers to me right now, "Let go of what you cannot control, Christopher." Judgments prevent us from seeing the good that lies beyond appearances. Wayne Dyer. What might we learn from some cartoon characters? What was your first thought upon seeing the cute furry monster picture? Maybe you noticed the fur and thought cute, or maybe you don't like the long tongues or vampire-like teeth, so you said that to yourself. What can famous cartoon characters show us about the possibilities? You know, the ones that seem to find the good in anything, like Olaf the Snowman. At ohmydisney.com, a contributor writes this about Olaf. When life gets tough, he likes to hold on to his dream. Never mind that it involves sunshine, and he's made out of meltable snow. This little guy is optimistic even when faced with extreme obstacles like fire. And he always has the right thing to say in a situation that might otherwise seem dire. Some people are worth melting for. Are the authors and screenwriters trying to mold us, adults and children alike, into more optimistic views? In the same article, the contributor talks about Baloo from Jungle Book. This bear is so optimistic that he's responsible for one of arguably the most optimistically anthemic songs in Disney canon, The Bare Necessities. He knows that life is all about how you choose to look at it, and things always look pretty good from where he's sitting, or floating with impossible ease on a lake. Maybe I need a shot of Craig T. Nelson and The Incredibles. Or maybe a pep talk from Timothy Q. Mouse, like the one he gave Dumbo in, Dumbo. Who else would have ever thought that an elephant could fly? This could work for me while driving. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. Helen Keller. Making it a habit to drive at the speed limit or just slightly over, I attract a ton of tailgaters. It drives me up the wall. The activity is dangerous, and those drivers are putting me at risk. There are many choices that could be made on how to handle this. I could slam on my brakes. I've done this, and it can be fun, especially if they bite and swerve off the road. However, it is a bit risky. Or I could speed up until they don't care to pass anymore. Now I'm speeding and the one creating possible havoc. I could slow down, allowing them to pass, then jeer over while flipping them the fingerbird. This could, and does end up in road rage violence, general killing and maiming. Not really my cup of tea, although in all fairness, it once was. I've thought of some sort of messaging device in my back window, but then I grow weak thinking of all the programming and wires. So that leaves me one last choice. You guessed it. See one darn good thing everywhere. Finding one good quality in all things and people transforms outcomes, how you feel and what you attract. This is like the chorus of a song. You know it repeats, and writing, that's the title. I get tailgated daily. and I found the best practice is to pull off onto the shoulder and wave kindly as I think to myself, what a good hurried driver he or she is. Imagine how fast they will get to their destination. This is awesome because I avoid all affirmationed outcomes, and as a bonus, I get to see their brakes come on as they tailgate the very next driver. Except now I can witness the accident instead of being a part of it. It leaves me feeling lighter, freer, and better about myself. And who knows, maybe the person will be in my path at some function later in the day. You never know. Truly, I invite you to try this now in a world that seems not to understand the premise. Think about the things you love the most. Could it have started just because you noticed one thing you called good? In her book, Find the Good, Heather Lend writes, recently I was asked to write a short essay describing one piece of wisdom to live by. I thought about it, but it did not have a brief, easy answer. I've made enough mistakes in my life to fill a whole bookshelf of do's and don'ts. My friend John works as an investigator in the public defender's office, but is a poet. That is probably why he managed to distill all his fatherly hopes and dreams into 2 rules for his only child. Be nice to the dog, and don't do meth. His son turned out kind, clear-eyed, and he graduated from a good college. I didn't have such pithy haiku wisdom at the ready. As an obituary writer, I lean towards elegiac couplets, and I have 5 children, which also adds a lot more variables. One size won't fit all of them. I took another track. I pretended I was on my deathbed. I'm 54, have survived being run over by a truck, and I have a headache, which I worried might be a brain tumor, so this was not a big leap. I imagine I already said goodbye to my husband, children, grandchildren, and all the great-grandchildren I haven't even met yet. If indeed all the wisdom I had in my heart was to be summoned up in final words and it was difficult to speak more than, say, 3, what would I rasp before my soul flew up the chimney? Find the good. I surprised myself with this pretty great notion. Find the good. That's enough. That's plenty. I could leave my family with that. Seems like good advice. The learner always begins by finding fault, but the scholar sees the positive merit in everything. Hegel. Play along while I practice on the young woman in my featured photo. I like how she exudes happiness from her face and outstretched arms. She has great teeth. Her skin is a wonderful olive tone. I like that. She wants to hug me. I like touching. Her fingernails are manicured, not too long, not too short and neat. It was love at first sight as I imagined her drawing you into this article. Now I want to know more about her. What's her name? Where is she from? My decision to find not just 1, but 5 good things seals the deal. It will attract her attention as well as leaving us both feeling like we have honored life. The only way I know. For me to achieve this, I use a daily reminder to improve chances of finding good all day long. A gratitude list prepared in the morning before taking on the world. What am I grateful for today? It could be as basic as food, shelter, and clothing. Why not name some people, places, and things? Today, I'm grateful for the readers on Medium. They are smart people. Today, I'm grateful for all tailgaters for showing me the responsible nature in which I have chosen to drive. They get to choose how they drive. Today and every day, I'm grateful for the mostly unseen universe that supports my every passionate endeavor to a successful end. Speaking of endings, this is it, or could it be a new beginning? Cheers. Read by Lyle Malcolm.